Hey y'all, it's been a few days. I just finished up a project that, frankly, I've been trying to do for probably the past 5 years. Um, and that's a dashboard that shows when your reports are refreshed, when they're going to refresh again, what was the status of their last refresh. Think kind of airplane arrivals and departures board. So let me show you the dashboard. It's really simple, and then I'll walk you through the code and how it looks. And then if you work at a large enterprise, you can download my Microsoft Fabric notebook, set it up, and have pretty much the same solution for any of your end users. All right, let's jump into the computer. So here's the dashboard that I put together. It's pretty simple. It has the report name. It has what the last refresh was, so if it was scheduled or not refreshed. It has the last refresh status. It has if there's a refresh schedule enabled. It has a last refresh start, a last refresh end, the total duration of the last refresh, and then the next refresh in PST. And this is just a really simple dashboard that lists all of the reports in the workspace and then their last refresh status. Now, why is this great and better than the Monitoring Hub? Well, the Monitoring Hub is meant for people like you and I, people who build reports. A dashboard like this embedded in an application is something that your business users can clearly see and understand very quickly. And you don't have to keep some kind of like third-party Excel sheet with like the refresh status updated or anything like that. So let's take a look at what's making all of this work. This Microsoft Fabric notebook. So first I'm installing Microsoft Semantic Link Labs. I then am loading in some dictionaries that I use to calculate the next refresh date. Uh, if you're interested in that video, I'll go link it down below in the video description because I went through that code in great depth. I then am fetching a bunch of refresh details. Again, I went through that in an earlier video, which I will also link down below. So the only exception that I've added here is I've just added some try and then except statements because just in case any of these APIs fail, we don't lose that data and it still refreshes. And then finally, the piece that I added today is it just prints out the data frame. It displays the data frame so we can see it, and then we load it into a table in the Lakehouse. So here I am defining the structure for that table and the schema for that table. I then am overwriting the table and I'm overwriting the schema with true, and I'm saving it as a new table in that schema. Now, since this is a Microsoft Fabric workspace or Lakehouse that I'm loading it into, it also means that when we go into the Lakehouse right here, and I think I'm loading it into this test one right here. There it is, right? We are also loading it into a semantic model. And the semantic model is connected into this Lakehouse. So with a Lakehouse, you can click this new semantic model and you can kind of have unlimited semantic models on top of it, but you actually do the development for the report in the Lakehouse itself. So let's go back. Let's go here. Here's the semantic model, right? As you can see, pretty straightforward, except there's no like data set. There's no download this file. Instead, what you can go ahead and do is you can go open model view or model data here. And here you can see my Lakehouse table. And then you can see that I've defined measures, right? Kind of through converting the UTC refresh dates that my function returns into PST. So in this case, if I go into edit, here you can see that function kind of coming through. So going from UTC date, if it's my placeholder date, let's return blank. If it is blank, return like essentially the 1st of 1990. If not, convert to PST. And I went through and I did this for each one of these dates. So as you can see, it's a really simple report. It's a really simple semantic model. It's the Microsoft Fabric notebook that's sitting behind all of this, making the magic happen. So was this report worth 5 years of waiting, or at least waiting until Microsoft Fabric exists so I can go ahead and do these notebooks in Python? Probably not. You probably could have done this other ways. But I thought this was a cool example of things that you can do with Microsoft Fabric and Python that, and Power BI that maybe you might not have thought of. So if you're interested in content like this, please subscribe. please like the video. And if you made it all the way to this point in the video, thank you for watching. I really appreciate you. Talk to you later.